And we're live. What up? 2 weeks without streaming gets very weird. What up, Matt? Happy to have people pop in. Especially, we might even have some new faces. Just because I kind of like put that much effort in. A little bit of trying. Like, hey people, come to the live stream. Ask questions. I got a whole list of them. Should be good. Let's do some camera checks, make sure we're good. Got this guy doing his thing. Got some weird funky noise in the background. I don't know what to say about that. Hey. Things are happening. Whoa. Looks crazy. Right. What else we got? We've got the microscope. That's happening in just a bit. I don't really know what this thing does, but apparently something. And when we do the microscope, I think we've got a frozen camera. Sweet! Cool story. Awesome. Mr. Jake, what's happening? Oh man, not doing the daily live streams is crazy because it was so fun doing it. It was insane. It was awesome, but it was extremely draining and I couldn't do anything else. Jake says, off to an hour-and-a-half drive. Man, you are always driving, bro. Be safe out there driving. I saw a crazy accident this morning. Stuff right down the street from my house. A big old multi-car pile up in the freeway. Not awesome. But I want to bring you dude some value today. I do. So I am going to answer a bunch of questions that I got. Not pertaining to traffic or Wisconsin or driving. But hey, anyway. And what's up, Marine Customs? I was happy to see he did some dope etching recently, so I'm about to start doing the etching stuff myself. That's gonna be more of just like a demonstration purposes than it is gonna be about there's my dude Al, more than it is about like, hey, let me show you because I'm so good at this. I generally keep that for people that do it all the time. Drop this light. This thing is in my face. Come on, turn down, bro. Oh, better. Much better. Keith Poley, what's happening? Marine Customs, keep making videos, dude. Everybody, make videos. Make as many as you possibly can. That's the win right there. I've been getting really into finding new automotive podcasts lately, and it's been really cool. Lemony Player. Is that like Lemony Snicket? I've been watching, have you heard of Downtime with Downstar? With Frank from Downstar? That is a dope one. Jared Deanda has a really, really good podcast. You guys watching, if you watch or if you listen to any podcasts that are automotive-ish related in some way, post them up. I want to be going through and listening to as many as I can. And the idea is that, as I start doing my podcast, I really want to have a lot of the guys that are in that space already, just to reach out to and compare notes and talk with and promote and all of that. So Downtime with Downstar is dope. Frank's a cool guy. He's definitely been helpful and answered a bunch of my questions. Tim in the house. Jake says, I still have to edit my video for the car show, but I'm off to pick up lights to work on. There you go. How come they're not shipping them? Just rather get the seat time. Al, you said you've got files that you want me to check out. I'm probably not going to do that on the stream. I might. I have everything here that I need. I have a fresh little ghosty boy, and we've got, I think I've got everything that I need. I really do think that. I also have these things. I want to show you guys real quick. Oh, Wrong button. So last night I put in the VLEDs, crazy high powered bulbs in the car. And this is a 5K. This is basically just like a regular replacement bulb. But look at the nuts on this thing. It is a big boy. Look at that monster. Ugh. Come on, autofocus. Don't do me dirty. Yes. Look at that. Oh, it is so gnarly. It was actually cool turning this thing on last night. What the heck is this, though? It's got like some extra little chingus. Maybe this is the switchback one. Some crazy stuff. But yeah, VLEDs hooked it up. They sent some cool stuff for me, so very excited to be promoting them. And this is one that I actually want to turn on. Fat kid. What up, fat kid? Been away on the road working on houses. Now I'm home with my family. Nice, dude. It's good to be home with your family. I've been kind of in a weird spot myself, to be honest with you. I've been kind of in this Groundhog's Day situation lately. How's it been for you guys? How has just the recent times been? Whoa, I accidentally opened the program. I feel like I'm good, but I almost feel guilty that I've been so ambitious to go after a lot of different stuff that I don't need to go after, but I really want to. And then I get down on myself if I'm not like crushing it in all these different areas. And so the last couple weeks, I've just been kind of head down grinding, specifically just because I need to get something done instead of spend too much time thinking about it, doing, I don't know, like consuming everything else. Look at this bad boy. So, the Mazda, these are going in the fog lights. Oh, Jesus. You hear that thing? Ah! I don't even know where to put it. That is insanity. I think I actually have a little fog light. I might have put it away. Do I? Do I? I don't know. Any case, I've got some dope JDM yellow ultra bright fog lights that VLEDs sent, as well as their Triton V6 switchback bulbs for the front. I guess that's what this crazy driver's for. And these will be going on. I'll be doing videos for all of that. But how about for you guys that are just always in here, always showing up, keeping me company, making me happy that I get to see my boys again. When I take 2 weeks off, it's generally pretty quiet, but I am happy that you guys always show up. John Paul, what's up, man? Long time. I didn't even see you in there. But yeah, I want to be of help to you guys because I got some funny, weird questions that I'm gonna start reading through right now. But I don't know if you guys have anything. Also, I want to definitely make sure I touch on that. So let's see. I'm going to get into these questions that were posted on the channel. And then we'll go from there. So we got 12 of them. 12. Henrik's Boot, he says, how are you all keeping over there? I hope you're all happy, healthy, staying safe. Belated birthday wishes to the wee one. Yeah, man. My youngest is 3. My oldest just had a birthday. He's 12. And that blows my mind, especially because a lot of my guys that have kind of been along for the journey with me, especially the long term guys that saw before I got back to the house or got this house. I had a 3-year-old traveling around through all the moves and all that, and now I've got another one, but it's 10 years later. Freaking crazy. 9 years later, whatever. Tim says, Groundhog's Day for sure. The 9 to 5's been kicking my ass lately. It's been more of an 8 to 7. Yeah, man. I've been saying I've scaled back to half days. You know, working about 8 hours on the business, another 4 or 5 hours on the networking, and you know, not grinding side. So 12 hours, half the day. Half days. Fat Kid says, cool. Keith says, times suck, man. All the mask drama and whatnot. It's depressing. I don't worry about the masks. I just worry about the drama. And it's an interesting thing. Shabam. Happy Diwali, guys. Be safe. Love from India. I don't know what that is, but man, it sounds good. And happy Diwali to you too. Cheers, brother. Yeah, I mean, I had a recent... What's bright? Did you see the... Are you on delay or something, Keith? Because I had that little super bright bulb up. But I had some advice-ish the other day, and... Ooh, it's a festival. Festivals sound wonderful. Be safe during that festival, for sure. But it was that I need to introduce some drama into my channel. And I get that that's like a good strategy for views and stuff like that, and it came from my boy who's crushing it on YouTube right now too. But I was pretty clear with him and just being like, I can't introduce drama into my channel or into my life or anything like that. There's so much of it already, and you know, with everything in culture and all that, it's just, for me, it's a little bit too much to want to spice things up. It's already spicy. I already have a lot of stuff that I kind of have to balance. I always have to, I feel like, scale myself back where I can't be too real and too pushy and edgy like I actually am, based on the fact that it steps on toes, and the toes that it steps on are often people that at my current state, I still, at the tail end of it all, have to be somewhat mindful of how I come off to these people. I've got multiple people that have just over the years just developed a complete distaste for me, which is fine because I've screwed up so much. Sean Paymer, what up? But I do want to be more me, and it's been killing me that I haven't been able to just do me and make a lot more of these videos that are about like kind of what I have going on, promoting different people, showing the different stuff on the Mazda. I've got a lot of footage that I've been just banking up for that. And I want to do it right. I don't want to be like a scatterbrain all over the place. Ray Francis, subscribe. What up, Ray? Scaffolding. Jesus. Who's scaffolding? That just sucked my brain towards it. But, yeah, man, I want to do too many things at once, but I think at the end of the day, what's going to happen with the channel is there's just going to be a little bit, not a departure from teaching and lights, but definitely there's going to be a lot more of me steering people towards the free and paid courses to really get their fix on the like nitty-gritty how-to, step-by-step, all of that. And I'm just going to kind of be moving in the direction of documenting, and just documenting a lot of stuff, because there's so much stuff that I have to be doing that's coming up right now. As I'm doing the podcasts, I'm going to be driving around all over the place in SoCal, kind of as like a mobile setup, because let's face it, I'm not going to have anybody drive out to me to sit in my cool little podcast room here. When I do solo episodes or I do Skype calls, I'll be in there for sure. But when I'm driving around all over the place, it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I moved to R2 because he was always teabagging me just right here. He's just like, bow bow, take it, boy. And I had to move him like here. So now he's right in the middle, and his sexual deviancy is a little bit handled, a little bit better. John Paul says, yeah, I know. Went into Little Green and thought it would be okay. Into a Little Green? What? Okay, let's read this from John Paul. I've had a complete change work-wise and now scaffolding, which is taking its toll on me as it's very heavy physically, and I spent 9 years sitting down for my job. Bro, I'm right there with you. I'm like, this is how much I exercise at work. Right? I gotta do something. 36. I got to get moving. I got to get active. I need to do things that are going to bless my body, because all I'm doing is sucking in bad fumes and dealing with the stress of where's my stuff. No, I've honestly had a really good run lately of really cool people, and I think I've had a 99.9 success rate at scaring off the wrong people. I did have a pretty rough go recently. I got a big order that came in, which was going to free up some funds for me to do some of the stuff that I need to do, take care of some old problems. And then right after dude got his order in, and like had literally just paid, and I ordered a bunch of parts, tons of parts, thousands of dollars of stuff. His girlfriend, her father passed away, and he immediately was like, dude, I have to cancel everything, pull all the funds back immediately. And I was like, oh, damn, I just spent half of it on the lights, and then the other half, I had all these things to do with it. And then it was kind of like going backwards. That was rough. That was not the funnest. And since I've been telling everybody else no, that I don't want to take on their custom work, that was kind of like, I created that little window so I could say yes to the thing, and that was the thing. And then that kind of undid. So not the funnest. That's why the past couple weeks I've just been really, really head down grinding just to get a lot of stuff done. And it was stressful for sure. But be careful, Mr. John Paul. I wouldn't want to be doing something physical for work for sure, even though I'm sure it'd be good for my body. But man, the dream is to get the stuff together so that I can go be like all those. You ever notice when you see somebody, they start doing really well, some of the guys will just get like crazy fit? It's because they have time. They have, if they have the money to take the time to take care of themselves, then they do it. Some of them. Some people just bleh. They go nar. Keep kicking ass, Chris. I'll do my best. They make the time. True story. Well, and part of that too is delegation and being able to say no to certain things so that you could say yes, like to yourself. And it's hard to do when you're always scrambling or whatever. So scrambling is the side of me that I want to take and ball it up and punt that bastard just never to be seen again. Because scrambling is only something that you do out of fear, and doing anything out of fear to appease anybody else is always a direct path straight down. You're not going to get where you want to go if you're always scrambling to try to please people. No way. But having said that, where I'm at right now, Jordan Jennison in the house. What up? I don't have the time since I started playing with the GTR parts. Man. So Jordan, you said that your weather has not gotten cold enough yet. I'm actually cold right now in SoCal. But what time of year is it going to be where you burrow up and you're like, I'm going to start taking all the online classes and all that, which is cool one way or the other. But it seems like winter for us has been like massively pushed back. Normally it's feeling like how it is right now at the very beginning of October. Right now it's just weird. It was 90 degrees one day and then it was like 50, 60 the other. I don't know. That kid says, owning our business always have that little setbacks, but it makes you and I stronger and wise for the future. I agree. I really do. It's weird that it's just a little sliver. It's just a tiny little bit of time. I spent a lot of time recently going back into my old archives and looking at the progression. I actually found the original Flyride artwork. Tons of footage. I actually bought a cable so that I could connect an old mini DV camera up to my laptop. It had my high school graduation on there from, 18 years ago. And me and my wife, because we were together when I was 17. So you see 18-year-old Angela and me, and I filmed a bunch of stuff with like the original D1 series here in SoCal. And that was in like 2005. I have all kinds of crazy car stuff on there from Flyride over the years, and getting to look at the progression, it was pretty cool. It was weird. It was like a good and a bad thing. I'm like, oh man, how much things have changed and how far things have come. How many lessons I've learned, I guess. Negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Man, what? Yeah, that's burrow weather right there. Let's go inside and be warm. Jesus. DJ Boom in the here. Yes. Yeah. So it was cool though to look at the old footage. You'll see a lot of that. I have in one of the videos coming up, you'll see my old Tiburon, my Hyundai Tiburon from back in the day, and like the first modifications I did to it. Wheels, I shaved the door handles. There was a big dent in one of the doors and I had to replace it. So I got a big red door, shaved the door handles, and it's on a black car. And I think I had something else on the car that was bondoed or something. So it was basically black car, yellowish bondo, red door, then gray primer where the handles were shaved. It was nasty. It was the ugliest thing. And then it got super cool after that. And I was like, I know what I'm going to do for life. Fly ride. Yeah. That explains the throwbacks that have been popping up in the social media. Oh, yeah. Oh, they're going to keep coming hard, too. Hasten. I don't know how to say your name. I'm going to say Hasten. Do you hook up ghost and lights directly to fuse box, or do you have 12-volt voltage regulator in between? What do you recommend for powering everything? I think it depends on the LEDs that you have that you're going to power up. Because, for example, this bad boy right here, this guy is very dependent on voltage for how bright it's going to be. I don't like voltage regulators on a lot of things because what you end up with is pretty dim output because you don't actually get 12 volts. So a lot of times you get less, especially if you're powering something else up with that voltage, such as like a switchback driver or something like that. If you're taking 14.5 volts from the alternator, right, and then you're dumbing it down to 12 and then everything else is sucking off of that, it's going to be a problem. But if you bypass and you do all the cool things and you separate so that you've only got a voltage regulator going to, say, the ghost module that's feeding LEDs, as long as those LEDs are at max brightness at 12 volts, then do it. Because then you're not going to have things like I've seen on TJ's RX-7. When he revs up, he's got those car shop glow front DRLs on there, and they like pulse. They get like way brighter. Not like a little bit, but like substantially brighter, because the voltage is ramping and the LEDs are directly affected by that. If he had them with a 12 volt regulator, they would just be dim all the time. Because what it tells me that they get brighter is that they're actually safe to run at like 14.5 volts, just like that GTR bolt is. So like if I were to run a ghost module with a 12 volt regulator going to these lights right here, then that would not be nearly as bright. It would basically be, watch this. That's like 11. Nobody likes that. I mean, it actually looks way better for the video though, so I'm gonna keep it that way. Yes. But yeah, if you want maximum brightness, you definitely don't need to do voltage regulator. So it just depends. Rob Nye says, what up, my guy? I'm in Columbus, Ohio. Emailed you a while ago trying to figure out my Lincoln LS future. Yeah, that guy. Bro, I wish I knew who that guy was, and I'm sorry. I would say in the last like month, I don't know why specifically in this last month, I have had so many requests for me to build different projects for people. A huge wide range of things, and you guys know how I feel about doing multiple different types of products, multiple different types of platforms, that is. And I don't know, it's been weird. Like I want to be able to redirect that information, and something that I've been wanting to put together that I really think is going to be beneficial, and it's not going to take too much effort, is an email series where I can sign people up to an email sequence that's like 30 days of custom lighting. I think that's what I'm going to call it. And it's basically going to be like, you get an email one day and it just drops you a YouTube video that's specifically about one subject. And then it's going to just daisy chain through 30 days of helpful stuff that's going to get people from, hey man, can you build me cool lights, to everything that guy needs to know in little consumable chunks, little 5-10 minute videos that takes them through a whole month. And by the end of that month, I'm going to be really surprised if people really want me to build their lights. I won't do it anyway, not because I don't want to, but I can't. but I really think that that's going to give them everything that they need to know, so that if it's not me and it's not them, that at least they know who they can go to and how to find that person. I think that's going to be a big thing. You signed up for the tutorial. Dope, man. Well, that's honestly the goal more than anything else, is that I want people to hit me up and eventually do this stuff themselves. Like everybody in Sequential Squad, just crushing, doing awesome stuff. I will tell you guys that I've had recently quite a few GTR guys have hit me up, and when they saw about the programmability and they saw that they could get into Sequential Squad and learn from what you guys have done and pick up the tutorials and the files and all that stuff, they were absolutely pumped about it. So that's pretty dope. I'm really excited about that, and I just want people to be able to continue learning and doing stuff themselves, and then teaching me, showing me cool stuff. Half of you guys are just absolutely doing things that I'm jealous of when I look out there and I see what people are doing. It's awesome. Jordan says, has anyone told you why they picked you when ordering GTR lights? Because the Academy was one of my main reasons. That's awesome. I had a good conversation with the dude in UK yesterday, 2 days ago. And I think he just said mainly it was the YouTube videos. I think that's just like a trust factor. He said that there was a guy in Scotland, a company in Scotland that does it, but they were very secretive about it. So this is what I can tell everybody else that has zero interest in the GTR stuff. The secretive nature of this work, it's so backwards. It's so dumb, because you only keep yourself to yourself. If that makes sense. Like if you're just out there trying to help people with your knowledge, dude, it's not going to take away from you at all. It's going to help you out, because people are going to find out about you from you and trust you and want to work with you because you told them how to do the thing that you're going to do, or that they want to do themselves, but they can't. They're like, I saw this video. This guy did some awesome stuff. I really like that stuff. Man, I wish I had that stuff. Who do I know who can do that stuff? Maybe the guy that made the video. You know what I mean? Full circle. They start here, they start being like, whoa, and then they're basically like, I should just go back to that guy. That's how I know about this. You know what I mean? Full circle. So I think that's an easy kind of self-explanatory thing, but it's very anti-human nature. It's not what most people think. They're like, I know how to do this cool little thing. I can't tell anybody how to do it, because then Johnny down the street, he'll do it for less money. It's like, really, if the only thing separating you from success is somebody else can do it for cheaper, you probably suck. So don't suck. I hope that all sinks in some valuable way. All right, this dude Air Force Power 88 says, what's the cheapest way I can wire in 8 LED lights in sequence to act as custom turn signal in the rear body of a sports motorcycle? I've checked out the Corso motion controller and it's great, but is there anything even cheaper? And the whole cheaper thing for me is just like it's like a red flag. This, like, the only answer that I have for anyone who's thinking in this direction is just like Amazon, bro. Just Amazon it up, stick stuff all over the place, just zip, smack it on there, and in a week and a half when something goes wrong, or I don't know, you're like, I need more brightness. You know what you do? You get another one and you just double them up. You know, I mean, just have like 8 of them, 8 like a big fat row, just stickered all down the side of the bike. And then just wire everything in, and it'll cost you as much as a proper setup, but you know, you'll feel good about it incrementally. Probably not. Alfredo. Right, but quality comes with a price. Yeah. And there's something to say about here. You know what I want to get much more into, which is this is super weird for me to actually verbalize this, but I like motivation. I like to tell people that they can do it, because they can. I told a little guy the other day, don't be a little bitch. And he thanked me for it. It was like, and it wasn't like at all like I'm being like this hard ass or anything, but it was like, bro, don't bitch out. Don't say, I can't. I tried twice and I didn't get it. I'm like, cool. Well, I mean, the people that you're looking at that are doing it, they probably tried more than twice. Probably. It's not like, I hit a home run. I hit another home run. I'm just a home run hitter. That's all I do is hit home runs. It's like, no, they probably screwed up 57 times before you saw their first thing. And then you're just basing everything else on like, oh, well, it looks like it's really easy and I just must suck. It's like, nope. Don't do that. Don't think that way. Just fail fast. I think that's going to be part of the name of the Fly Ride podcast too, by the way. This is going to be a custom lighting podcast because I love you guys and I know I can pack crazy nerd talk into things that are good for Jake's long drives and all that, and interview other builders and all of that stuff. And that's so nerdy and so niche. I don't want it to be like the podcast. It's just going to be a podcast that I run in like a little subsidiary. But then the Fly Ride podcast is going to be fail fast and fly. Yeah, boy. So, more questions. I've broken 3 GTR parts so far. That's I mean, the scary thing is that I don't know which parts you broke, but they could be pretty expensive. But one thing that I don't want to mess with anymore after having done one project, and it went well, McLarens. There's not like, I mean, you don't want to break a McLaren part, right? That's no bueno. Hello, Chris from Baraboo, Wisconsin. I thought it was going to say like a weird country, and then I was like, oh, nope. Where's everybody else watching from? Roll call. Andy is in San Jose, California. You know, when people move to California and they're like, Juan, Josie, Jesus. Josie is the big one. I was like, who names their kid Josie? When I was a little kid. And I was like, oh, Jose. Got it. Sweet. Waterloo. What up? I always love when I see like roll call from my dudes that are always in here. Because it's like, I know. I've seen it so many times. San Antonio, Texas. Southwest England for John Paul. Jake's in still Minnesota. Anderson, Indiana. On my way to what? Eau Claire. Nice. And he says, funny in-laws named that. Your in-laws named that? Named what? Indiana? Italy. Hey, what's up from Italy? Oh, Josie? I call my son Jody. Like Jodie Foster. I actually call him Jodie Foster too. His name's Jordan. That becomes cuter when you say the R, like you have a speech impediment. Instead of Jordy, it's Jody. And Jode. Yeah, all the things. Dang, lots of love from Wisconsin. Yeah, you know it's... Oh, Eau Claire. Got it. You know what I've been enjoying watching is so much Donut Media, and they're always talking about what I've always known as Le Mans, and they call it Le Mans. I'm like, ooh, Le Mans. I love those guys. I am absolutely entertained to the max. I sit and laugh. If you guys haven't listened to Past Gas podcast, so good. It is the perfect custom lighting knowledge increaser. You just sit, you do nerdy things, and you just listen. And if you listen only, it's still great. But if you've got like a TV, like I got 3 of them obviously right here. But I sit and I just watch these fools, and they're just sitting in chairs talking to each other, being comedians, being so funny. It's called Past Gas Podcast. If you look at the podcast, like I just have to have this on my Instagram like daily. I'm actually putting a highlight on my Instagram feed so that you can see all the different podcasts that I'm into. So seriously, if you guys are into any of them specifically, let me know which ones, because these are all, if they're good for me, they're going to be good for somebody else that's sitting and doing focused work where you're grinding, but your brain is free to hear and learn, right? So if you want to learn about everything you need to know about a particular type of car, if you watch Donut Media, they have James does a show specifically about like where the cars came from, everything that you need to know. It's called Up to Speed. Super good show. But then the Past Gas podcast, they take parts of Donut Media shows that they've done, and then it'll just be the three guys. So it's James, who's like, he's hilarious. He's totally a comedian, but he's kind of like the host of a lot of the different shows prior to there being so many that now there's all these different hosts. One of the newer guys on the podcast is Joe Weber. Freaking funny too. But these dudes are hilarious. They just sit and they'll read through, and it's storytelling. So you just sit here. I'm like making GTR headlights and soldering stuff up, listening to stories about, I just heard the whole like 3-part series about Senna and like the racing champion, and everything about the Ford versus Ferrari series, and Carroll Shelby and all that. So good. Dude, if you got long drives, listen. If you've got time while you're grinding, watch. It's good. Exactly why I'm listening to you on this drive. There you go. So I think that the podcast that I want to do specifically is, because you guys know I could talk, I want to do a lot less talking on the Flyride podcast and a lot more talking on the Lightsman podcast. Meaning I'll do solo episodes and I'll do interviews with other builders. Probably like a 50-50 ratio on Lightsman. And then on the Flyride podcast, Fail Fast and Fly, that's where I'm going to be really just interviewing people and just trying like hell to shut my mouth. And there will be lots of cussing, and there will be lots of drinking of beer, and it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, that's probably the thing I'm most excited about more than anything. I wish I knew Russian, because seller sell, killer kill. They killed killer, B. I don't know all that though. Wrong language, sir. But I'm happy you're here. So, sell away. Cheers to you. Hazen says, what kind of resistors to use for limiting current to LEDs and taillights, generic or something special? Great news. Not something special. Here's a bit of wisdom I've gleaned from many, many mistakes. You want, when it comes to resistors, you'll find the ohm rating, right? So like, I found that like the magic number for me is 160 ohms. I don't know why. And that's not necessarily the right one. You can use LED calculators and resistor calculators and a bunch of nerd stuff that, I'll be honest with you, I so don't care about. I just don't want to do that stuff. I think it's so boring. It's so lame. I just want to get to the end cool part, or I actually get to kind of escape and just dive into my work and solder up everything and watch cool shows. It's like this guiltless pleasure because I'm doing something productive while I'm learning, and I'm laughing, and I'm by myself in this cool little cave that I have here. That's a fun time. But when it comes to things like how do I determine the correct amperage and blah blah blah, and like all, I don't know, man. I play dumb a lot on the YouTube show for sure, but the reality is just like, I'm not interested in boring knowledge. There's way too much fun stuff. I love how intricate things like marketing and sales and all that are, because there's such a different element, the emotional element, the human element, and you take all that stuff out of it and it's just straight knowledge, and it's just XYZ, do this is how you do this, calculation, blah, blah. You're a robot. I'm not trying to be a robot. I don't know. I work with both sides of the brain, but the robot side it just is there for me to use as a tool, but I don't want to like dive into all of that. But here's the wisdom for you, and what's come from the failure. Higher wattage. All that means is a big ass resistor versus a little ass resistor. So if you've got a 160 ohm quarter watt resistor, it's going to be a little bastard. The same thing in 2 watt is a fat bastard. The fat bastard doesn't get that hot. The little mini bastard is a scorcher. It's going to melt stuff. Don't use it. So for a very long time, I only used, I think I have one right here. I only used these. This is a 1/2 watt resistor. Come on, show the people. Show them. Show them now. Always does this. I have to like cover the whole thing with my hand. So that is a 1/2 watt, right? That little dude will get hot balls. So don't do that. John killing the etching game lately at Marine Customs. You know that John's one of my OGs, right? I love that. You know that, John, I gotta tell you this. It's not like I'm your coach. It's not like I'm due any credit for what you've done. But I personally feel that I've done something good when I see you do something good. I feel that for all my guys. Everybody that's in here, every time I see you guys do something really cool and share with me or squad or global headlight community, anything like that, like I literally feel like I just did something cool. And I didn't. I know I didn't. I'm not taking credit. It's not like, oh, he learned everything he knows from me. Not really. I learned a grip from you guys. But I absolutely feel better. Oh, I got a dope answer to this next one. Chris, have you ever used a potentiometer under the hood attached to LEDs instead of just a straight resistor? That is freaking cool. So check this out. In my old archive footage, I found a 2009 video, I want to say, of me sitting in the car. I made a little control box with 3 potentiometers, each controlling how much voltage went to each of the 3 grounds on RGB LEDs, right? And so it had constant 12 volts coming in, and then the potentiometers would deliver the ground depending on where the dial was at. So what that means is this, in this little control box, I had a little bar with RGB LEDs in it, and it would change color. So and there was little switches too. So I'd turn on red, and then potentiometer all the way cranked up, and then the bar would be straight red. And then I'd turn on green, and then crank the potentiometer like halfway, it'd give me yellow. Because red plus a little bit of green is yellow with light. I don't know why. It's just how it is. And so when you're going, Urko in the hot ear coat. So this guy, this is how much of a departure my brain just took. My guy is a sound engineer in LA. Just the most interesting guy I have been hit up by, and I have race car drivers that are watching what I'm doing and business owners and all that stuff. I just can't wait to go hang out for a day with Irko. He's the man. And he does this dope thing where he's making a video and he'll be saying something straight at you, and then he'll turn and look at this camera and say something to that. Oh, it's so gangster. You're gonna see me do it. I gotta steal it. Anyway, potentiometers. So back in 2009, I cranked that thing up and you could control RGB. There was no Bluetooth controller. There was no wireless control. There was none of that. And it was just your boy sitting in the car cranking on little potentiometers. And by the way, it was changing the angel eyes that were in the headlights. So I had 4 angel eyes in the headlights that were RGB back in the day. These ones. This style. The Chris Special. I'm digging like crazy to see if I could find a video of my old Halo machine from like 2003. But oh, I'm sorry about the crinkles. Wow. Okay, that guy. This was Flyride. I mean, that's where Flyride came from. Is this little ring? So imagine that thing being RGB in headlights 11 years ago. God, that was good. But I would never be President Irko. Never. You're my Yoda and I'm Skywalker. Nah. We're all just Jedi swinging our laser swords together. Boy. Sometimes I forget to take pics too, and some of the etching, no one gets to see them. You know what, I want to say like that everybody needs to do all of the documentation, the pictures, the video, and all that. I really want to say that it depends on what you're after, because if what you're after is an absolute ton of exposure, you really want to get in front of a lot of people, that has to only be to drive something scalable, right? So this is kind of maybe some advice for people that want to do really cool custom lights all the time. Get really good at doing it over and over again without the worry of a camera, because as soon as the camera's around, it really needs to be something that you're not figuring out on the fly. As you've watched with me many, many times, I'm sure, I figure stuff out on the fly, but I'm used to that. And that's because that actually does drive a scalable thing. The online courses, the sale of little LED bulbs that take zero thinking for me to stick in a pouch and ship off. I actually enjoy sitting there and doing dumb ass easy work, packing pouches with LED bulbs and shipping them off. It's like this fun little like, hey, I get to be a moron for a little while. Like, I'm getting paid to do dumb easy stuff. This is sweet. It's very far a big departure from what I normally do. Having said that, if you're building super cool custom stuff, you don't have to document all of it. So Marine Customs, if you ever think like, oh, you should be taking pictures of every single etch you've ever done, not really. Take like 8 dope pictures, like the dopest. I mean, maybe take pictures of multiple different projects and then pick 8 of those, and then just have that somewhere, and that can demonstrate your mastership of that one skill. People very much get bored, like instantly bored. So if you just show them 8 pictures of the same thing with slightly different angles, like no one's gonna look at all 8 pictures. They're gonna look at one. But if like one of them's the Death Star and you're like, whoa, holy crap, that guy etched the Death Star. And then another one is like a little puppy, or I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like demonstrate that there can be different things. Someone's face, have you ever seen that one? Take a picture of somebody's face and do that etching. Oh, super sick. I love that. But truth be told though, you don't need to take pictures and video of every single thing that you do. Just make sure you take pictures and video of the stuff that you want to represent you over and over again 24 hours a day. Because that's really the only thing that matters. Documenting everything else, it can get a little bit redundant, and it's draining. It's freaking draining. I reshot a lot of videos that I've already shot specifically for my GTR guys because I'm about to change their free course to $1,000 course. Hey, kind of like, you know what? If nothing else, if I feel like gifting somebody access to that, that's like gifting them $1,000. That's sweet. I'd rather gift them $1,000 than gift them a free thing. Like, hey, here's a leaf, bro. I got this for you. I got this leaf for you. It's free, but I got it for you. Like, they're not going to value that versus like, hey, here's $1,000 bill. I wish they had $1,000 bills. Just taking more pics for my website I'm working on. I think everybody should be doing that for sure. I just want to hang with all my guys here someday. We will, bro. We absolutely will. You're cool. I'm so glad that you're still here, bro. Super Chris, thank you for the kind words, but you are the star. So here's an idea for your channel. I drop off my old school to you, and we do all the lights for it. The audience will love it. Down. As long as you're down, me driving it. I'm just kidding, but I'm not really. Like this much, not kidding. Wow, who's that? Apples. And what's the model again? Because you said it was a dope one. And by the way, I want you guys to hear me on this. Favoritism is not a thing that matters to me, right? Like I love the guys that are in Squad that are part of my stuff. Bow. If you don't know about Squad, if you don't know, now you know. So I do want everybody to be in there because that's going to go paid very soon too. Active people that are posting, that are using it, that are contributing, they will continue to have access without paying. They will be grandfathered in. But I reserve the right to give the boot to those that didn't pay and don't contribute and are freeloading mother. I'm just kidding. But I reserve the right to say no to so many opportunities because if one opportunity is going to suck up a grip of my time and it's going to lend nothing good to anybody besides one dude, the dude that shelled out bucks, and then I'm taking bucks to do what dude wanted, I am then a stripper, right? Everyone's got to make their money somehow. If you got to take your money from anybody who will hand it to you and just tuck it right in, do the little shimmy, do the dance. I paid you, dance. Grind on me, girl. Well, you got to do what you got to do. I just don't want to be the girl grinding. I want to be like, nope, that doesn't sound like the way I want to exchange my time. I want to exchange it with something life-giving that will teach people things. It will be fun to watch and like an ongoing thing that lives forever that keeps pumping out good. And if that means saying no to 100 people so I can say yes to my man's Earco, I'll do that. I mean, I do that. And Pegasus Guitar, what up, man? Let's show him. I wonder if I can show you guys this. So, I love these lights, and they're super awesome. And the only thing that I didn't like about them was at the very end, I saw one little smudge on one little part from when the lights got sealed up. And sure, they do cool things, and I love that. But after all this time and all this waiting, to not take the extra 2-3 hours to swap in a brand new set of projectors into those lights with perfect chrome and all that, I can't do it. I can't ship them off to Guitar without doing that. So I'm actually going to do a kind of a sacrifice of a day and just swap out the insides of those so that I can ship them off to my dude. Because I got those things all sealed up after so long. It's such a heartbreaking thing when you work and you work and you work and you finally get something done that you've been waiting to finish for a long time, and there's something wrong. There's like some little thing. Even if it doesn't bug the person, if it bugs you, I just like to squash it. I like to kill that. And the only reason that I can do that is because I didn't say yes to 18 stupid little projects that I bring in just for money that stack up, and now I've got all this stuff that's not going to do anything good for anybody but those 18 guys. I don't want to be a stripper. I just want to make dope stuff. Hook up my guys that have been waiting forever. I don't want to pull. I don't know. I just don't like to be a hired gun. Like, I want to be a brain surgeon. I don't want to hold an old guy's nuts and tell him to cough. You know what I mean? I don't want to look at a skinned up knee and I don't know. I just don't want to do gross stuff for chump change when I could do brain surgery pro bono for like Nelson Mandela. How much is my ego just ridiculous, right? I like comparing myself to a brain surgeon. Clearly not, but I don't know. But it's what I want, dude. I want to do life-giving things every day. I want to wake up excited because I know I get to go do something dope, bless people, and have there be money that I'm not chasing, but that's magnetized to those efforts, as opposed to like just saying yes. It's kind of like this. If you, and I'm, again, another egotistical thing, and hear me out. I feel like super gorgeous women, they don't have to try to get something. They just have to let it happen, right? And that sounds super greasy, gross. But like, it's easier for a chick that's an 8 or a 9 to get tons of dudes that are approaching them and, you know, showering them with gifts and doing all the crap, and they take their pick and they just, yeah, that's good. And a lot of times you got these not awesome attitudes because the world is just silver platter for them, right? But the 10, she doesn't get that because she's too scary. She's so good. People are afraid to approach her. So she's actually got it harder than the others. Now, the people that approach the 10s generally are going to be the people that have an eye for the 10, and so then you've got these supermodels, and they kind of get lofted up to this other area. But the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, everybody kind of goes to them like the bug zapper, and they kind of get super cocky and arrogant. The 10s are generally a lot cooler people. I don't know. Personal experience. Having said all this, if you are, I don't know, if you're, oh man, it's gone. It was so close. I just started thinking about 8s and 10s, and then it was gone. I think at the end of the day, that the point was having your choice, having your pick of what to do, because you're not just taking in whatever's thrown at you. This is kind of where I was going. The girl that's just got every guy that just, if she said yeah to every guy, like, that's ridiculous, right? That wouldn't be good for her. Some of them do it. It's really not good for them. And it's just too much. Of course someone's going to come up to you and be like, hey, you're hot. It's like, wow, no one's ever told me that before. Hey, can I take you out? Hey, can you have this? Here's this. And they just keep going after that girl because like obviously they're attracted to it. Well, if you're a builder or you're any sort of a specialist or a professional of any rate, then you're going to have opportunity come at you like that girl. Now, if you're a 10, maybe it's different. I just don't know. I don't know any 10s. I don't know any, like a gorgeous woman that's a 10 is very much more common than some sort of a Kobe. You know what I mean? I don't know anybody like that. I know crazy rich people. They're not that special. They're just, smart enough. They're a connector. They're good at making money, but that doesn't mean that they're some massive specialist. They're not like world changing. Like I gotta say, there are certain people that I'm mad intrigued by. So Irko's one of them, and he's a guy that works with super dope people because of his massive talent. That's so rare. I have this weird thing where I have this ego that tells me that I want to be on the Avengers. I do. I just want to. I got a superpower. I really believe in it. I want to use it to help people. And I want to work with other superheroes. That's it. That's the dream. Work with other superheroes, do cool stuff, do fun projects, be excited about what I'm doing, help people learn, help them get super, help them get better if it's just of any value. I've ranted for way too long. I'm sorry. Very weird comparison, man. Well, you just took a little peep, a little peek inside my brain. But the idea is that I do think that there are certain people that are just, they dominate the thing that they do, and they have opportunities that are different than the run-of-the-mill dude that just gets and takes everything that comes to him. I think that's kind of a trap. I think that keeps you stuck in one place because it keeps you so busy, you stop looking out of that little circle of opportunity. Okay, Captain. Everybody's like, lost me, bro. But I like the ability to sit and ramble like that and lose you guys. It's all good. Look at my man bringing it back down to the dirt. He's definitely dig your light setups. He's like, I don't know about your philosophy, but the lights, I'm into it. Well, Dirty Panda, that makes me feel good. And I appreciate that. And I'm humbled by it. And I know I just went all ego, so let's suck it back down to earth here. I know I actually have more questions to answer. I know it's 8:58, but I don't care. Let's see. Jake says, haha, bet. What is the best option to fuse lights back together, and how should it be done properly? I'm a slacker, and I've got two different things that I'm filming for sealing back up lights. One of them, Lambo lights. One of them is the Veloster for BC. And that was like a year ago. I know, Tim, you weren't lost. But I might get lost if I tried to peek inside your brain. You connect things in a much different way than other people. Which is why your animations are so jaw-dropping beautiful. I just didn't have any value to add to that rant. I know, man. It's weird talking about top 10 gorgeous women and stuff like that. It's kind of a like, really though? Luckily, I had the opportunity to meet lots of interesting people coming up on 20 years ago, spending lots of time in LA while my wife was doing photo shoots and stuff like that, and photographers and all that. And it's weird. It's weird getting to meet different people in LA. It's a very strange place, and it's changed a lot. Okay, Jack says, so you're saying don't cast your pearls before swine. Yeah, exactly. Rather than people that are just passing by to take what they can and contribute nothing. For sure. It's a great comparison. Just tuned in, missed the philosophy lesson. I don't know if I was teaching anything, but I was certainly thinking out loud. Need to come smoke with you and make it interesting. I've thought about that, because like every now and then I'll smoke a little. Sinister in the house. Bro, you complete me. He's here now. But yeah, I'm boring when I smoke weed, man. And I don't really know how that works, and I don't want to like upset the kiddos. You know what I mean? I think there's a time and place for it. I think the podcast will be the way for that. I'll probably with Frank from Downtime with Downstar. I was trying to think of the name. But I'll just get way less me. I'm much more me when I don't drink or smoke or anything like that, and I fall asleep when not. It's like if I'm taking away from clarity, then like I think stuff happens that just exhausts the system, and I just pass out. I'm just not as fun. I'm actually really fun when I'm blackout drunk, but that only lasts for a minute, and then I go pass out. And I generally do lots of bad things. I'm actually a pirate, just so we know. I am a pirate. Pushing the pirate down daily. That's why I had to retire from whiskey, because that is like insta-pirate. I say exactly what I think, and I am, I don't know. I am not a guy to go into certain realms of myself. It's better to leave that leave that locked down there in the basement. Pirates, do they sleep with their eye patch on? I don't know. That's pretty crazy. Apparently I'm a funny drunk. That's good. That's good. You know, I recently told the story of, I have a neighbor with a Harley, like 3 doors down. Right? Actually, Angela was pregnant with Jordan, and I was over there because he was having a party, and I invited myself to it. And I just knocked on the door. I was like, "Hey, you having a party?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, you should come in." I was like, "I sure will." And I went in there, and I got so blackout drunk that I woke up the next day, and I've never talked to him again. I don't even know what happened. I vaguely remember multiple parts. I remember waking up at like noon the next day, which I wake up with the sun, so that was weird. And I was in trouble with the wife, and she was pregnant, so me getting drunk was like, "You're just out there getting drunk, blah," you know, all that. But Justin, I like your white belt. It's awesome. I wondered what I'd be like sober. A year ago, I took a year off of drinking just cause, and you know, it was so annoying that everybody was just like, "Why? What'd you do?" Like, I just told the story about getting blackout drunk and not remembering it, but I don't even know what I did, and I don't think that certainly wasn't a reason that I pee on stuff when I drink whiskey, just so you know. I know you guys were interested in that. I'll like Cheech and Chong, where I'm like going in the hamper, and then I turn around and look back, there's the toilet behind me. I'm like, oh, yeah, but I'm like all the way gone. So like I said, when I'm a pirate, like I am a bad man. I'm a bad man, and I'm violent and not super nice. So basically, it's a vodka and tequila game for me. The whiskey is just, I don't think the world's ready for that. There's just debauchery and terrible things. Pirate. Okay. On that note, when I smoke weed, I just get scared because I think all the stupid stuff that I've ever done is going to come back to me, and I'm going to be like basically put on trial for all my all my bad deeds. It's always the FBI. FBI coming through the front door. For sure. I've sat there under my bed, like under the covers, just like, "Ew." And I smoked, I think I don't want to say that. I smoked a lot when I was young. Lots and lots. Way too much money spent on that. Gin will make you sin. I don't ever drink gin. Tell me about drinks that you guys like while we're on the subject. I've become completely uninterested in alcohol. Today I'm gonna go get some beer. It's been a while. Jared Deanda has me back to that. I gotta tell you guys something too. I'm just fired up at the moment. I am getting back into the spirit of all of this stuff, and I haven't been for a long time. I've been so jaded for the longest time, and I felt, I'm sure you can connect the dots, I felt like I had to do this work for a long time. Teaching is my rebellion. Teaching about how to do all the cool stuff I know how to do and giving away all the secrets and all that, it's me rebelling against this weird little system that I've built, the walls that I've put up around myself, my own cage, of me being like, I don't care. I'm telling everybody everything. There's no secrets. There's nothing like that. Unless it'll hurt anybody. I don't want to. There's a lot of bad secrets that I have that could hurt people. I don't want to put that out there and be negative. But mushrooms are, I'm built for drugs, bro. So I don't do them because I'm pirate. So, but I want to tell everybody that the stuff that I'm doing right now is relighting that passion for cars for me again. And listening to these podcasts has been super interesting. It's been really fun. It's got me fired back up about it all. And I feel like if it's all coming from a better place of love, that the education stuff that I put out, and then it's just the fun. I'm actually a funny guy. I don't really get to show that when I'm soldering a bunch of stupid stuff up. And if it's all because I have to do it and I'm just documenting and showing it out of rebellion, that doesn't have as fun and light of a spirit as it is if I'm just going and goofing around with buddies and filming stuff and hanging out with Irko. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that just sounds like a great day. And I get to go hide little fly ride pins. And that's why I want to do that. And I can go interview people like Irko and podcast and all that. And they don't have to be automotive. They could be other people that I just want to do cool stuff with or goof around with for the day. An interview. That's what I want. Sun King is the brewery. Word. I just came in at a weird place. Let's read some comments. Finally in Wisconsin. Does anybody else hear that popping? Because I feel like a cyborg that's like Twitch. Like my little earphones pop. Something's going on with this freaking Go XLR. I should ask somebody who knows about audio. Irko. Justin, do some mushrooms, then tear into custom headlight project. Yeah, man, I had a little trip through space. Turns out I was just curled up in a blanket with little planets and stars all over it. But I was out there for a minute. I was probably in that blanket for like an hour. Just like, whoa. Man. Every now and then I'll still see the walls melting a little. Al says, age bring reason and understanding. Yeah, but I also think that people stop at a certain point. It's not that they choose to stop, it's that they don't choose to persevere, continue, always be learning, always be searching for new, always be feeding that side of their brain. Very often people get in a circle and they just live, work, pay bills, die. That's not what I want for anybody. I actually want this kind of work, the custom lighting work, to be something that you 100% control. You don't have to do what other people say. Don't be a stripper. That's going to be a shirt, by the way. Maybe it won't be. I think it should be. Don't be a stripper. And it's something that can give you open doors for you to say yes to the things that you want. So let's say that there's a super fun job. I've given this analogy a few times, so bear with me if you've heard it. Let's say that there's a super cool job that makes $20,000 less than your current job. Let's say you make 80 grand a year, you hate what you do. There's a job that you would love, you would thrive in that job, but it only pays 60 grand a year. Well, what if you could make that extra 20 up doing something else that you love in your spare time? And you never have to say yes to any of the jobs. You don't have to be a stripper. You could absolutely always say no to anything that's not in line with your plan, that keeps it fun, keeps it light, keeps you sharp because you keep doing the same thing, getting better and better at it. Specialized for the win. That's what I want. Be the single guy making 60 grand a year from one thing, 20 from your side hustle. You enjoy what you do and you're a badass and you're just getting sharper and sharper and sharper every day. And you're always learning new stuff. And eventually what you've learned from doing those two things together is going to bring you to a place where you don't need that 60 and the 20 can become 100. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see happen. I don't think that you can do that if you 100% rely on something like custom lighting is a very unscalable custom trade. It just really is. There's just not enough hours in the day and there's too much that can go wrong that unless you're a bad dude, you can't just let it stay bad. You got to fix stuff. It's hard. Or bypass all of this, marry a nurse. Right? That's another shirt. Step 1, marry a nurse. I'm imagining those LED in show mode. Which one? I should change up this view. Let's see if I could do that. That is the GoPro. Say bye GoPro. Let's see. What's that? What's that one in the back? C120? Bonk. There we go. Hey, that's gangster. Okay, back on subject. Glad I got that laugh out of Jay. I needed it. I was fishing for a laugh. I only drink shandy to be social due to my history with alcohol. Yeah, well, We all find our limits and our poisons and all of that stuff. I used to drink for social reasons, and then I'd get too drunk and I'd get a little bit, I don't know. You know when you think you're like saying profound things and you're like 4 beers in, you found out later that you're just kind of like slowly slurring more and more. So, you know, I realize that, like, I don't know. I could just, when you don't drink for a year, which I didn't even touch on that, I just did it just cause, like, I thought it'd be great. This dude Frank at Downstar, 10 years, and also just cause he smokes a bunch of weed. I don't do either. I don't tend to drink. I don't tend to smoke unless I'm like, now it's because I'm like, I had a really bad attack from somebody or something like that, and I'm just like, oh god, today needs to be over. I have a reset that happens mentally and emotionally, and it's very rare for it to last more than a day or two, but sometimes I have really low lows, and it's hard because I have to be so full of myself, right? I have to be. It's literally like my armor. If I'm not super confident and super ambitious, and just, if I'm not attacking, if I'm not on offense, then I can drown. Like, I'm like the shark that has to keep swimming. Otherwise, you know, I'm not going to get enough oxygen through the old shark gills, and I'll just die. Anyway, so sometimes I'm just like, all right, there's no swimming forward today. There's no going after anything. Like, I am beat down, and I need to wake up tomorrow ready to kill it. And that will be where I'm like, hey babe, can you give me whatever? My wife smokes a bunch, so it's a little different. But drinking, I don't know. I think because I don't drink anymore, like I certainly not like I did, not on a regular basis. Now I can actually feel the depressant nature of it the next day. So I have to be very weary of that. Like if it's a Sunday, I don't want to drink because then I'm going to start my week off with a complete false sense of depression. Like it's this fake depression that's there, and it's holding me back from being an ambitious bastard, being full of myself. I have to be full of myself. I have to. That's how you lead the charge, bro. You don't go out there on the horse with your stupid face makeup on and half white and blue and say, they never take our freedom, and then like go out there like, I don't know if I can do this. Right? You don't do that. William Wallace. Okay. Speaking fluent cursive. Whoa. I used to, as a kid, come up with all sorts of crazy, weird ideas from smoking. I don't think most of them led me anywhere good, but I sure was relaxed. Marine Custom says, that's what I'm trying to do. Almost done with the automotive collision technology certifications, working at a body shop part-time, and my light stuff on the other parts, plus working from home. It's dope, dude. I mean, it's really, really good. I think you're doing a great job, and you're just getting better and better. I very much get worried. I love my dude Mike. I don't know what happened. Certain guys I see biting off more than they can chew, and they just remind me of myself. And I'm always so scared when I see people that remind me of me, because I'm like, I'm just such a moron. I'm such a glutton for punishment. So if I ever come to you and I say, dude, I've done what you're doing, it didn't end well, I pray that you hear me, because it's not very many people do I recognize myself in, and when I do, I'm always so afraid for them. I'm like, oh god, that guy's setting himself up for such a big dumbass fall. Dirty Panda says, I have an idea for an LED helmet for my Jing, and I would like to talk to you about getting it done. Talk to me, sir. This is where I kind of make myself available to talk to you, because I get requested to talk to people on the phone literally 40 times a week. That's a whole work week. Because I don't talk a little bit. I talk a lot. It's like I have to protect myself from myself. Jake says, I used to drink a lot. Now my heart just won't let me. Your heart? Yikes. Yeah, man. If it's a health reason, definitely not worth it. I feel like there's so little to gain from so many of these things, so many vices, gambling, drinking, the stuff that people gamble with, infidelity and cheating and all this stuff is like, I mean, you know, you like to say no judgment, but I'm like, I'm judging. You're a freaking moron if you bet it all on one stupid little thing and the upside's completely disproportional to the downside. Like, you risk everything, you get like 8 seconds. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand what people do. And I feel the same way with people's professional careers and the college stuff and the I think I'm running out of good. I don't want to spiral here on the podcast or on the live stream. But 30 Panda says, I'm a DJ and I'm wanting to do a panda head that's similar to Dead Mouse's. Do it, bro. Just do it. And I'll hit you up on IG, 30 Panda on there. Word. We will definitely talk. That sounds fun. Jordan Janison, I like the panda head idea. Sounds cool. And these days, especially with things like 3D printing and all that. Nasib says, my heart tried that with me once, so I changed it, and now I'm good to drink again. There you go. Changed your heart. Just, you know, swap it out there. Just a quick little install. Classified Recon. Hello. Just joined the stream. Your videos are really helpful and inspirational. Keep up the amazing work. I want them to be inspirational and motivational. It's weird. And I don't think about that when I'm filming them, and I should. I want it. I want it to be like, you can do it. I know you can. I don't know why. I actually totally dig that, though. I don't ever want to be a motivational speaker because, like, those guys make my stomach turn a little bit. But I do want people to be motivated and inspired. And not in a, like, you got this, bro. Whatever it is in life, if you just, like, nah, I don't want to be, like, super general. But, like, here's some stuff to think about. That's why it's going to be fail fast and fly. Like, fail fast and then fly. Like, you just get your failures over with because, like, you're going to do it. You're going to screw up anyway. Might as well just do it. Get her done. Do it while you're young. Don't do it while you've got, like, you know, your kid can't go to college now because you took a bet on yourself and you suck. Because, by the way, generally everybody sucks a bit. What AI? Oh, what, Al? I need to have some nerve endings burned off to fix my heart. Damn. I'll pray for you, bro. It's the only thing I can lend to that. I'll entertain you and pray for you all the time. Al says, James is a 3D printing monster. I don't know why I thought something in my head about Al saying, like, James can do it. He'll make you the stuff. That's not what he said, but that's what my brain heard. All right. Well, I could do this all day. 2 hours of La Mullets. That's dope. I don't know about the 2.4 hours of La Mullets, but that sounds like an amazing play on words. And I am bummed out that I don't get to go watch my dude's race in Irwindale because they refunded my ticket. They did. They're like, nah. Oh, I don't watch a lot of YouTube from automotive guys, but I can. I'll tune in. I'll give it a wee look. Wheels are coming for the Mazda. It's cool, you know, like it's weird. Like I recorded everything, multiple angles, good audio, all that. And I just thought, and I'm like, here, before I go, let me ask you guys this, because I don't want to go from, hey guys, I know all the stuff you need to know how to do about lights. Here's how to do it, to like, here's how you change your brakes. Here's how you do your suspension. Like, that's not me. I'm not going to teach you how to swap coilovers. I can, but I don't think that's where my value is, right? I think there's a better guy for that. So I recorded a lot of it. And I think that it's better as a time lapse. Because you can at least see me, like, put the stuff on there, like, to know I can do it, but not necessarily like, no, you turn this bolt. Because, like, unless you have the same stupid Mazda 3, I don't know that's going to be valuable, right? And it'll be boring for sure. But I got a lot of Mazda footage, and I think how I'm going to do it is I'm going to tie some stuff in. I might even green screen it in the podcast room. throw the green screen up, sit there and talk about different stuff, keep it entertaining, keep it light, and have some fast hooking upness of the Mazda in the background. And I want to play with some different ideas. So that's how the Mazda is doing. I do have some cool lugs and wheels coming, and that's when I get to start posting about the Mazda all the time, because it looks still pretty stupid, like as though I'm bragging about this stupid little project that I have going on, and it just looks kind of dumpy with the wheels. But something special happens when you take a factory car, no body kit, none of that crap, drop it low to the ground, put some cool wheels on it. Even if the paint doesn't look good, as long as the wheels look good, everything else gets its nice little like upgrade. You know what I mean? It's like Harsha Sai saying, "Hello, brother. What up?" All right, I'm gonna go eat breakfast. You guys have a glorious day. Watch some Cletus, I guess, or something. I don't know. You never bug me if you hit me up on Instagram. Lately, I have spent so much time networking on there. And the only things that I tend to... You just ordered a wide body kit for the Legacy. I cannot wait to hang out with Jay. I'm just going to nerd out. Dude, I don't know how your wife feels about me now. I can't imagine too good. But I feel like she's going to be like, I don't like you hanging out with that guy. Because when I nerd out way too much with some of my buddies, our wives are just not feeling it. It's weird. That's like me and Pavel. We hung out once here, and I think that was enough for the wives and the kids. They're like, yep, you guys will just be dumb drunk Russians together, and that won't be good for anybody but you two pirates. But yeah, talk to me on Instagram if you've got ideas, if you've got things like that. The only request that I have is be mindful of asking me to do things, because I have such a finite amount of time. I know we all have the same 24 hours, but I choose to say no to everything, and I generally say no as like a blanket statement for people when they start hitting me up about stuff. And I'm getting too good at no. Like, honestly, like I need to develop more empathy, because it's so easy to say no to somebody. Like, to your face. Like, looking into your eyes, saying no, and then studying how your face changes as you digest the fact that this thought just got shut down. That actually is something I'm into. I feel very weird about that, saying that out loud, but it's true. So on the internet, it's like, no, it's just way easier, right? A guy hit me up yesterday. He was complaining because he got kicked out of Global Headlight Community. So don't be annoying is the lesson from that one. He was talking bad about somebody and saying somebody was unfair to him. And I was just like, bro, I'm definitely not available to care about this. I'm here to help you out and give you good stuff and pump goodness out into the world, into the custom headlight space. But squabbles, no, can't do that. Not interested. But if it's good stuff, then there's a masterclass about that. About which one? Yeah, I definitely want to go hang out. We will absolutely 100%. I promise we will do something as an organized meet at some point in the future. You know, it'll be hard because we're all over the world, this here group of ours. But yeah, I mean, maybe something in SEMA, if I can ever get you guys all out to SEMA or something like that. I don't know. It'll be a good time. Anyway, stomach is growling. It's going good. Jordan says, learning how to read people and understanding their reaction to different interactions within a convo. Yeah, man, that's what I watch on YouTube. I love learning about humans, emotional intelligence, all that. I love my dad. He is such a cool dude. He's got such weird little, I don't know, things about him. But dude cannot, and I'm like, can you read a book? Because you certainly can't read a human. Reading the crowd, it's not a thing, you know? And I don't know where I get that from, but I love reading people. I can't do that when I'm talking too much. I can't do that while I'm live streaming. I can glean a little bit of information about your personalities from your texts, but it would be so much cooler to hang out. And I look forward big time to bringing super interesting people. Why do I feel like I got a cold? Super interesting people on a podcast where I could sit and learn from them and read between the lines from them, that non-verbal communication, and sit with them and drink a beer, a good one, like a 11% Imperial Russian Stout. In there. I'm gonna go buy one of those right now. All right, I'm out of here. You guys be good. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Get in Sequential Squad if you're not already. That and hit me up on Instagram. Keep the conversation going there. And be good. All right.